Hello and welcome back. We're here to talk more about the party with April, and we just had a very lovely chat.
Oh yes, we did.
Before the camera started rolling, and we learned more deep lore about each other. And
we did. We are just some. It seems like we could share a brain.
What scene was the most fun for you to film?
Okay, I was thinking about this, and if it isn't just like an obvious thing from the 4th episode doing the improv stuff. Besides, I really love doing the death scream thing. I thought that was fun. But I really liked doing the entire live stream part. And I felt really good about it because, like, you know, I had a lot of lines and I had a lot of stuff to say that needed to be understood, because even though it was kind of manic and freaky all at the same time, it was like, this is really important and this is a really huge moment for me. And I felt like, oh, there's like a lot of gravity here that needs to be handled with care. And Kai had that beautiful screen behind Vince that I was like, I need to push this and I'm not gonna break it. And just there was a lot to have, like a lot to think about, and I just felt really like, you know, like when you're acting and you just feel really in what you're doing, it felt like that. So we were talking, he was like, you know, you can like punch me, you can shove me, and I was like, you can do that to me too, yeah. And I mean, then, like, yeah, that kind of didn't work super well when I was like, yeah, you can just do, like, I think my foot got ran over one time. No. But you know what, it wasn't a big deal because, like, we checked in with each other, as good actors do, and we figured out how to do it well, and nobody got actually hurt. And, yeah, and I also enjoy the, like, small headcanon of that, because, you know, I pushed him out of the stream, and then I talk, and then he comes back, and like, so how far did I push him that he didn't just come back immediately? And I like to think that I, like, pushed him out the window. and he just was like zinging along, and
he had to like climb back in the window.
He brought his chair too. He had to like bring, like, I'm picturing like the chairs like melted to his butt, and he was like, oh crap, and then he like came back real slow, enough time for me to talk and, you know, say everything that I needed to say, and then he came back attached to the chair. And,
still in his chair.
Yeah, and then, you know, I hit him, and it was great. See, all kinds of great things about that day. It was a really great day.
You are one of our few cast members who got to work with all of the guest stars.
Fuck yeah.
So,
because I'm cool.
You are cool. Who was the funnest for you to work with? You may have already answered this, but we'll just...
Well, I mean, I enjoyed... everybody was fun in their own way for their own reasons. Like, I mean, with Allie, there was when we were like, they and I were like doing a bit of improvising before the screaming part of my death, and at one point Allie called me weird girl, and I was like, they were like, okay, weird girl. And I was like, oh no. And so that was fun. And that was, like, there were a lot of fun, weird fucking things that happened while we were working with Allie, so that was fun. And then with Becca, really, like, discussing how we were going to cut her out of the thing, and I was like, I don't want to cut you, I don't want to cut your bra, I don't want to cut anything that isn't this. And it was, like, a lot of, like, meticulous planning. And then, you know, like, just standing outside, like, between takes and stuff, we got to chat, and it felt like a lot more personalized, because it was, you know, there weren't a bunch of other, like, you guys were, like, working around, but we were kind of needing to stay stationary, so we got to talk to each other more.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite pieces of improv that you did in the entire series, which it was like so in line with your character too, I'm mad we didn't think of it, was when you're sitting there cutting Becca out of the corset, there was a take, and you can still hear the audio like deep in the background in the episode about, so what's Avatar: The Last Airbender about? And it killed me that we didn't think of that.
And we like answered that. There was like a night, I mean, if that take if we didn't need to move on to DM and ecstasy, you could have just listened to Becca explain Avatar, which was very interesting to hear the explanation. But yeah, I mean, I wished that we had Becca for longer, honestly, because I mean, I don't know, it was fun. Like I played like a little bit with Becca on the couch, and like played like video games. We didn't like play like, I don't know, like Tickle Fight. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that was, and it was fun, like being able to like hang with her as like a human.
Joe on YouTube wanted to know who would be your dream guest star to have on the party.
Okay, let's see here. So I have been doing some thinking about this answer.
Okay,
Now
I'm
you've
ready.
got to work with me on this.
Okay.
So
I'll put on my producer hat.
one of my longtime celebrity crushes, who is now appropriate to be involved with D&D, is Michelle Rodriguez. I love Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, yes.
She just embodies like everything I want to be, and I want to like be with her too.
Okay.
And like, no, say what you're gonna say.
No, I was just like, okay, no, I'm here for this.
Oh, good.
I'm here.
Because then, you know, like I was like, do we want like Henry Cavill? Like, yes, but you know who's better is Michelle Rodriguez. And then I was thinking, okay, what if Michelle Rodriguez is her character in the Fast and Furious franchise?
Oh,
because
yes.
you know who also is a big D&D nerd
Vin
is Vin
Diesel.
Diesel, and Vin Diesel is his character
So-
in. He's
So it's
Dominic
the-
Toretto.
It's the family versus the party.
And I end up stealing his girlfriend. I end up stealing Michelle Rodriguez from him. And so then we have like a battle between the party and the family. And then it solidifies that the party takes place in the Fast and Furious universe. That is my pitch.
I love all of this. Go write that fan fiction. Let's make that happen.
Thank you.
While we're thinking about possible paths for Viola,
Yes.
what do you envision or hope for Viola's future?
Well, I feel like it's like cheap to be like, I just want a relationship because everybody else gets cool relationships. Can I have one?
You are not wrong.
I mean, like, please? No. But in a previous web series I was in the only relationship, and it was this very sweet queer relationship that like was there from the beginning, and it was a long thing, and it was very nice, and I just kind of missed that like bonding with people in the comments element of it.
The shipping.
Yeah, it's fun. But I also hope that I want to see Viola figure out what she is passionate about. And I mean, I guess being passionate about D&D can be a career. I don't know if that's the way we want to go, but like I just would like to see some sort of self-satisfaction of like I actually am finding the thing that I want to spend my time on, and not that I feel like I'm supposed to spend my time on.
Tony Chin on YouTube asks, what's Viola doing for her thesis now?
Well, because Viola got taken out of her thesis program, and because likely her parents are not going to continue paying for her to live in her apartment, I think Viola's doing a thesis on selling feet pics on the internet. Because she needs money.
Okay, we'll see where that yeah, I could see that, sure. It's always a good time getting to spend time with you.
I adore it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you all for tuning in, for letting us just talk and burdening you with our thoughts.
Yeah.
We love having you. Come back for more content soon. See ya.
Oh, Vito, I never thought I could find me a man that loves me as much as you, especially not after.